Okay, so just briefly to explain what this video is, I am here on this trail trying to get another December hike in before my knee surgery puts me out of commission again. And I just thought I would film another hike comparing my DJI Pocket 3 with the Action 4. So I had a previous video where I did that and I was holding both of those cameras at the same time. I have since learned that when people make those videos, they actually put them on like a little attachment thing, which makes a lot of sense because, you know, then you can ensure that you're actually filming the same exact shot at the same exact time. Which is not the case for me. It was kind of like half of the shot would be here and half would be here, and they would maybe overlap in the middle, but like it didn't look great and it was kind of hard making the split screen in post-production. So I think for this hike I'm just going to film part of it with the Pocket 3 and part of it with the Action 4. And I am kind of curious about how it'll turn out. I think by now I pretty much know their strengths and weaknesses. The main strength of the Action 4 is it's a good action camera, and the main strength of the Pocket 3 compared to the Action 4 is that it has much better low light performance, which is important because I do a lot of forest hikes and it's shady in the forest, you know, it's dark. Not right now though, because it's December and most of these trees have lost their leaves. So less shade, but it's very gray and overcast as you can see, so it's dark. There is one other difference though that seems to matter. Mom, you pointed this out in one of my videos I made after the hurricane. You said that it seems like the dogs got lost in the forest. And I think that is because this camera, which is the Pocket 3 that I'm filming with now, has a really short, what is it called? Focal length or something? Range of focus? Something like that. And it's because it's a vlogging camera. And like, what is that? And it's basically made for talking head type things. So like most people would use it, it's made to be filmed like this. Like if I were just walking and talking and filming stuff behind me like this, blah, 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 hi. And you see how it's like focusing on me and the things in the background are kind of slightly blurred. That's kind of how I guess it was designed to be used. And there's a screen that I'm looking at that's facing me. So that's really helpful. But I think what happens if I'm not doing that, right? If I'm doing this, which is how most of my videos are, I'm filming scenery and I'm filming the dogs. I wonder if that short focal length means is causing that effect you mentioned, Mom, where the dogs like get lost in the woods. So you tell me later, or I'll look at this later, and you can tell me what you think, Mom and Grandma. Like, is this just like focusing on the trees closest to me and then blurring the rest of the forest in the background? Is that what's happening when I film with this? I don't know. Or, I mean, I don't think it's as dramatic as like just the tree in front of me is in focus and everything's blurry, but I do think like the short focal length is just kind of, I don't know. It's showing a different kind of view than the action camera, and I kind of want to get a sense of that with this video that I'm going to be filming partially with the Pocket 3, partially with the action camera, with the Action 4. Oh, also, they came out with the Action 5 this year, and I'm a little bit jealous. I'm a little bit, not jealous, like, I don't know, annoyed that they came out with it. Maybe, was it October, I think? And I bought mine for, like, my DC trip in August, so I was able to take more video than I would have with my phone. So I can't be too mad. Like, it served its purpose. Even if the low light performance was bad, I'm still happy for it. But, you know, they come out with a new one right after. And I think the new one has better low light performance, though I don't think it's as good as the DJI Pocket 3. Look at Dasher digging. And rolling. What are you rolling in? Is it a dead fish? If they're rolling in it, it's always something bad and gross. Ugh. Let's see. I don't see anything dead. I don't see poop. So maybe it's just like, oh, they're both going after it. It can't be anything good. It just can't be. It can't be anything good. Oh no, she's peeing on his head. This is just, oh. You know, hopefully in this hike along the lake, they will get clean. They will swim in this freezing water. I don't know what's going on. I'm just, Yadkin, what's on your fur? Is that sand? Is that wet sand? Or is it something else? Please, please just be stained with like wet sand and clay. Oh my God. Alright, well, that's the purpose of this video. I'm gonna hike and film part of it with the Pocket 3 and part of it with the Action 4. And gonna get, probably, was it my last or at least second to last big hike in before knee surgery puts me out of commission for hiking, probably for the rest of the winter. I don't think I'll be back to hiking until spring, which is sad. Sad for me, even more sad for the dogs because they don't know it yet. They don't know that they're about to be benched. I mean, super bench. It's not even that like there won't be hikes. We won't even do normal walks around the neighborhood on leash. Poor things. Oh, the poor things. Oh, what's out there? Great blue heron. Interesting. Very nice. Always interesting to hear the herons vocalize. Alright. Hike time. Hey pups! They're dirty dogs! They're dirty dogs! Oh! What is on you? Let me smell this. Okay, it doesn't smell like poop. That's good. It just kind of smells like, you know, lake water. That is actually a huge relief. May stay that way. Hopefully they don't find the dead animal to roll in, or a fresh pile of, never mind. Dogs. Alright. And we're back. In case you didn't notice, this is a brand new scene, and this is being filmed with the DJI Action 4. So does this look any different? Like, are you noticing something different with the scenery or the colors or this dog, the level of cuteness of the dog, light attenuation? I don't know. Focal length, field of view. That is one thing. The Action camera potentially has the very wide field of view. Like you could just do a straight up fisheye lens with these Action cameras. Whereas with the Pocket 3, you have to like snap on a wide angle lens. But this is just like a setting you can press. I honestly think this standard is pretty wide for these Action cameras anyway. Which makes sense, given what they're for. And I guess I'll do the same shot I did with the Pocket 3. So this is what it looks like if I were just to face it at me, like recording myself. But like, there is a screen I could look at myself doing this with, but I have the settings set to turn off the screen while I'm recording to save battery life. So I can't see myself right now, but is this similar to how the Pocket 3 looks? Is it blurring the background behind me? Am I in focus? I don't know. And again, that's not really the kind of video I make. The kind of video I make are not really focusing on me. I'm just behind the camera talking and filming something in front of me. So, yeah. I think most of my Action 4 videos I'm wearing this camera on my usually on the neck mount, but this time I'm holding it with a little handheld thing. It'll make the shots more similar between the Pocket 3 and this, but also I don't know, sometimes when you wear it and you're hiking, it picks up a lot of breathing noise. Speaking of picking up noise, oh, this is the power line cut out that way to the highway. What was I going to say? Oh, it comes with a microphone if anybody is in the market for a camera. I think they both have packages, like different bundles, and they include like a little lapel mic you can wear, and it's really good. I don't particularly use it, or I have not used it yet. I might use it in the future, but for like a hiking video like this, the last thing I want is for it to pick up more of my huffing and puffing. Yeah, maybe if I do more house tour videos, the microphone could be useful for that, and then I could speak a little bit more softly if I'm doing a house tour video and there are other people also there. Oh, speaking of, Grandma, I don't know if you watched all the house tour videos. I know you watched at least a couple of them, but Mom was suggesting that I make a separate channel for the house tour videos, because it's a very different sort of thing than most of what's on it, which is just like things with the dogs and hikes with the dogs and like whatever, bark boxes with the dogs. And I could have like a specialized channel just for the house tour videos. So what do you think about that? Does that make any sense? Oh, we're pooping. Great. Okay, we're back. And we're back with the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It's so funny. I think the last time I was here was probably January, before I injured my knee. And when I say I injured my knee, I do mean Yadkin injured my knee. So before Yadkin injured my knee, and I remember my issue back then, let's see, I had the GoPro on Dasher, so that was fun, because I hadn't put the GoPro on a dog in a minute. But I was trying to, well, there's technically not an end to this trail, but I was trying to get to my personal endpoint to this trail, which is where you can see the overlook for the marina. And I couldn't, because I would run out of time, basically. It would be like, oh, it's getting too late. I need to turn around to make it back out of here before dark, because it was January. It was the dead of winter, and it's, you know, days are short, nights are long. And then knee got messed up, and I've kind of spent the entire year trying to be able to go on hikes again. First walks, first like moving my leg under my own power, then walks, and then hikes. And I'm mostly successful. I think there's like a duration and level of difficulty that I would not do right now. But like I'm doing this, and that's fine, because this is close to what I usually do. Like I just feel like I'm doing it slower and more carefully, and will probably have some pain at the end of the day that I wouldn't have normally. But it's just funny because I feel like I'm bookending the year. Like January hikes here, injured knee, nothing. Now I'm back here in December, kind of facing the same problem, because it is winter and the days are short. And like, what time is it now? It's let's see, 3:50. So it's 3:50. Yeah, so who knows how much longer I'll be able to do this. Like, yeah. I probably want to start heading back by 4:15ish. I don't want to be out here past like 4:45. Just because I am slower with the knee, and if I trip on anything, the consequences could be disastrous. And because it's like the parking area is a little dangerous, to be honest. It makes me very nervous. It's by a very fast highway for this trail. It's just so funny because I actually was just thinking like, oh yeah, I was here. It feels like yesterday. It feels like, oh, I'm continuing where I left off earlier, trying to finish this trail while filming the hiking and saying like, oh, I haven't been here in so long, because I hadn't been here in so long in January. And again, I haven't been here in so long. I haven't been here since January. But it really feels like I was just here. I guess because it's like, trail looks the same. I'm back in winter. I skipped all of spring and summer and fall, at least in this trail. It's just interesting how things work out that way. I might do it again. I mean, that was very slippery patch of mud. It rained a lot this morning. It was pretty wet out here. What are they looking at? Oh. It's interesting behavior. They kind of pause and look like that means that there's something up ahead that caught their interest and that they didn't immediately go chase. So it wasn't a deer. I thought it might be a person coming up the trail, but nope. Just a sound, I guess. I think I might switch to the other camera now. Yeah, hold on. I'll do that. Okay. I'm back. And this is the Action 4, by the way. This time when I switched cameras, I didn't even move from the spot, so this will be interesting to watch back. What if there is no difference? Like, what if there's no difference? I'm so curious. Or what if the difference is only discernible in a side-by-side viewing, and it's not so extreme that this thing I'm doing, filming for a few minutes with one and switching to the other, like, looks any different. I'm really curious to find out, because ever since you said like that thing, Mom, about the dogs seem to get lost in the forest, I have been wondering how the different focal lengths of these two cameras kind of change how the shot looks. And I wonder if that also matters, like how far I'm filming. If I'm filming like just ahead of me, if I'm trying to get Yadkins over there by the shore, he's running back. There he goes. So many questions. So few answers. Oh my goodness. Where's he off to? This one point for my phone, that I will say, from a good old phone, that I filmed almost everything I've ever filmed with my phone, which has always been like a Samsung Galaxy something or other, is that it has a zoom function. And these two cameras, neither of them, I mean, they have a little bit of optical zoom, but it's like so little that I don't even bother with it. Whereas the phone camera, you just do a traditional pinch zoom. And I'm not saying it's like great. It's not like the kind you'd get with a camera with like a lens. But, I mean, you've seen every video I've made has been with it. You know, that's how I was able to stand a good distance from the coyote and still get a good shot of that coyote without walking towards it and risking disturbing it. And every other video I've made. Just like a good pinch zoom. Or like the owl that was in the yard. I think I was with my phone. And I just did like a pinch zoom of it up in the tree. Whereas with this, I don't know. I mean, let's see. Let's try to zoom. Let's give you an example of what that's like. This is how well it zooms, right? This is about it. This is the extent of the zoom capability. So there's the lake. Try it again. Yeah, that's it. That is it. And the Pocket 3 is not much better. It's like pretty much the same amount of optical zoom, which is just not very much. So both of these cameras are really for like focusing on your immediate surroundings. And like so is my cell phone, right? But the cell phone does let me do a pinch zoom. And like in addition to videoing things far away, I've also used it to take photos of like little bugs, little insects, to identify them later for research reasons. So I can get just like, I mean, it takes a long time for the camera to focus on bugs because it is a phone, but I've gotten good enough field mark details that I can identify them. Actually, come to think of it, I think the Pocket 3 would be very good at that too. I've seen example videos. Whoa! Oh, that's a yadkin. I thought that was like an animal in the woods. It was my animal in the woods. It's like, what the hell is that? It's yadkin. I was just gonna say I saw people using the Pocket 3 to film like product reviews of like makeup or whatever. So its ability to snap focus on things close to the camera lens is useful for that. And I'm thinking, would that also be useful for bugs? Because my perennial issue with filming little bugs is that it's hard for my phone camera to focus on little bugs, and it will instead focus on like the leaves and the branches and the grass instead. So I'm going to try that. I mean, in the spring when the bugs come back. Not right now. I still have my spiders in the house, and I still see a few little things, but we're about to enter a very bug-free time of year, especially if it keeps being as cold as it has been. We've been getting like January weather in December. I don't want to complain too much about it because I think the trend really has been like very warm and mild winters. So I like for each season to have its time. But I do really wish it would snow. Yeah, that's my main disappointment. I was telling Sam and Ryan, who like, I wonder if you'll ever watch these videos. I think I told them. I'm saying you as if they're watching. I told my friend Sam and Ryan about these videos. My board game buddies. Have you ever watched this? I was just telling them that like, my favorite thing about winter is the snow. And it's a shame because it just like hasn't really snowed here in a long time. And the last time it did, it was nice, but it was also like kind of a dusting. And it looked pretty, but it's not like enough to make a snowman really. And like, my opinion on the matter is, if it's just going to be freezing cold anyway, but there's no snow, like it's just kind of, you get all the bad part about winter without like the good, which is like snow is beautiful and it's a lot of fun to play with and it's great and it's like glistening, and instead it's just like cold and also icy. And we don't even, it's not even like, oh, the snow stayed for a while and then froze over and became icy. It's just like, there's just ice. There's just ice storms, but no actual snow. Here are the quartz rocks that you like, Mom. This is the trail with all those pretty quartz. You won't get here. Oh, Mom, you're coming in a couple days. I should be cleaning and decorating to prepare for your arrival, but when I got my surprise good news this afternoon, I had to go for a hike. I had to. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to like pass this boon forward, this great surprise thing that's happened. And I'm like, what can I do to celebrate? Go on a big hike, take the dogs somewhere they haven't been in a minute and won't be able to come to for a while in the future. So yeah, I will get back. Everything will be cleaned and ready by the time you get here, definitely, since I don't have to have that committee meeting tomorrow morning for sure. But yeah, anyway, those are your quartz rocks. And all right, we've gotten pretty far on this trail. Let's see, what time is it? It's 4:01. Maybe I'll go another 15-ish minutes and then I'll really strongly consider turning back. So I don't remember if I said this back in January or if I got this far, but this bridge is new. They did not have this bridge here when I used to come here all the time with Leo. Before Dasher was born, it was a stream crossing for a lot of the year, except maybe summer when this is bone dry. But like, yeah, that's pretty much always a stream crossing. And it's hard, as you can see, because like it channels out the ground, so it's a stream crossing and you have to climb at the end. So you just kind of pull yourself up on a tree root or go down there where it's easier to get across. And they just were like, nope, we're building a bridge. And so they built the bridge. I wonder, the couple of years when I moved from here to Virginia, I wonder if this just got deeper and wider and they were finally just like, no more stream crossing, build a bridge. Because the entrance to the trailhead also now has a wood footbridge too. And that also wasn't there. I remember, I don't know if I have video of this. I'll have to look somewhere. But I remember I came here one January after snow, because it used to snow here very reliably every winter. And like, oh, good dog. Good. Oh, stop licking me. Okay, good dogs. Where are my glasses? Oh, where's the camera? Good dogs. You guys are great. Thank you. Ow. Thanks. Ooh. Ow. Oh. Hello. Okay. Never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. I'm glad it happened with the action camera. See, this is a benefit of the DJI Action 4 over the Pocket 3, or really any action camera over the Pocket 3. The Pocket 3 does make better video, but this is not an action camera. That could have broken the Pocket 3, or it could have broken my ankle because I hurt myself. I was saying, footbridge crossing after snowstorm is really icy. It wasn't a footbridge at the time. It was just like, it doesn't matter. That actually doesn't matter. That hurt. That hurt my knee, and that hurt my ankle. And it's the opposite knee and opposite ankle. That sucks. But also it's fine, because I can get up and walk afterwards. And it makes for more exciting video. So maybe it's a good thing. Oh, it's so funny, because I had a nurse call today for the pre-anesthesia screening for my knee surgery, and just calling, telling me hey, don't eat anything after 10 p.m. Do you have any allergies to medicine? Blah blah blah, all that stuff. Who's your contact, who do we contact if you die on the operating table? Oh, there's a message for you, Mom, because I said you'd be there with me for the surgery. They want you to not leave the premises for the whole surgery, to just hang out in the cafeteria, and to warn you that to answer any calls you get, because sometimes the calls from the hospital look like spam calls and people don't answer them. So it's a warning. I'll tell you this probably a long time before I manage to upload this video, because I'll have to piece little clips together from 2 different cameras to upload this video, so it'll take me a minute. But it'll be funny when you see this and think like, oh, that happened in the past. Anyway, one of the things that nurse asked me is like, have you fallen in the last 90 days? And I was like, oh, hell yes, I have. And she was like, really? I was like, oh yeah, I fall like once a week minimum, and have been since I got off the crutches. She's like, oh my God, why? Is it just because of your knee? And like, technically yes, but like the real reason, if I were to explain it, because everyone's like, your knee's the problem, and it is. But the thing that happened when my knee dislocated is my quad turned off in my left leg, and it was basically not working from the end of January to spring, right? Because then I had the little surgery, the little orthoscopic surgery to get that, what's it called? Well, whatever. I had the little surgery leading up to the big one. And it took months of physical therapy, weeks, just with a little electrical stim to get my quad functioning again. And, you know, by that time, it had severely atrophied. Like, you know, and I've been working on that pretty much all year. All year, I have spent this time strengthening my quad muscle to be a semblance of what it was before. And I think right now, it's probably still like 60% as strong as my right leg. So the reason I fall all the time, and the thing that causes me the most issues, is the fact that my left quad isn't able to pull all of its weight, and it's causing a lot of like gait irregularity. Usually when I've overdone it with the hikes and the walking, the thing I start to feel first is actually my right hip and my right knee, because I'll have been shifting all my weight to my right side off my left side and not noticing it until it starts to hurt. I guess sometimes the left knee does buckle and give out, right? But the thing that causes me the most problems, because I don't even have to think about favoring my right leg. I don't have to think about not putting too much weight on the knee. I just avoid working it as soon as it's taxed. So I rarely actually hurt my left knee. The problem is just that my gait is not 100%, because my left quad is not 100%, and my body has learned to compensate by limping and doing all kinds of things. And so I fall. And I've fallen a lot this year. I probably haven't fallen this much since I was like learning to walk. It's crazy. Oh, Mom, you were here when I was like, oh, I'm gonna blow the leaves, and I fell on the deck, and I fell really hard on the deck, scraped my leg, scraped up my shin. Oh, that sucked. That hurt. But I've fallen at home. I've fallen while walking the dogs. I've fallen in the house. I fell just now. I keep falling. But you know what? I get back up. And that's the important thing, is that none of these falls have been devastating ones. Whew. And that's because I wear my knee brace. Actually, that's probably why my knee doesn't give out more, because I do sometimes get up in the morning and like, oh, I take the dog out, and I don't put on the knee brace, and then I'm reminded how weak this leg is. I just have to walk around 5 minutes without the brace, and I'm like, oh, yeah, this is not great. So that's going to be a hard adjustment I guess in 2025, when I'm strong enough to have no brace. Because I remember how it felt to take off the big hinged brace. And that was like maybe a week where I felt really weak. It's like taking off a cast and you can't quite walk well because you're just used to not walking and you have to get used to it. Anyway, I've rambled a lot. It's noticeably darker. I'm not quite where I want to be. I still have a couple of minutes on my my little time limit I gave myself though, of 4:15. So I'm gonna keep going. And then I'll turn around. Maybe I'll film the whole way back with the Pocket 3. Because I feel like the Action 4 has gotten a long turn. Oh, yeah, 18 minutes and 30 seconds. Whoa, look at this. This is new. New signage on the trail. So it tells you when you cross into the county. So I guess I've been cagey about the name of the trail. Just like, oh, not really a location, but like, this shows pretty much where I am. If you know where I am, you know where I am. And that's why I said this trail technically doesn't have an end, because it's part of the Mountains to Sea Trail that goes all the way from the North Carolina coast up to the mountains. But yeah, you can read. Oh, it's not close enough. Sorry. Here we go. You can read all of this cool information. Isn't that neat? All right. Whew. I don't remember if I got this far in January, but I got this far today, and I feel pretty good about it. Oh, puppy. So that's the line where you cross from Wake County into Durham County. That's so cool. Just for clarification, I have walked past the marina overlook on this trail. I've walked way past that with Leo. Leo and I mean, my thing with Leo is like, I always wanted to just like, how far we could get in a whole day. That was always the game we played. How many counties could we cover? We never got more than 2 in a day, because at the time, I realized like, I would have to like backcountry camp in here. So I'd be like, I'll do hammock camping. I'll be in like, you know, light travel thing, hammock, this and that, and do it. And by the time I got the supplies together for my plan, we moved to Virginia, where I would instead do some backcountry camping on like little sections of the Appalachian Trail. I think we favored the Rip Rap Trail, and that was like a thing that, like, in the time it took me to drive from Williamsburg to the trailhead would be half the day, so it would take me 2 days to do. So it's like, have a hammock, can just set up camp at the hammock, sleep, wake up in the morning, finish the hike, get back to the parking lot. But I mean, if you know me, you know how that story worked out too, which is that I did not account for how much colder it would be in the mountains just hammock camping when I didn't have an underquilt under the hammock. Oh, if anyone doesn't know, an underquilt is, if you do hammock camping, you sling a quilted blanket some sort of quilted material under the hammock, because you lose a lot of heat underneath you, just in the open air underneath you when you're hammock camping. And this might not matter in the summer, or it might not matter in the spring, summer, or fall if you're like in the Piedmont, but it matters a lot if you're in the mountains at pretty much any time but the height of summer. Like, it just gets so cold at night, and I was freezing. It was miserable. And it did not matter how warm my sleeping bag is, because I had a sleeping bag in the hammock, and I had a coat and hat and gloves, and it was still so miserably cold. So that under quilt is a necessity if it's like, I don't know, below 60 even. I just really could not get comfortable at all. Whew. All right, well, I think this tells me that I'm close to where I want to be, near that marina. I'm really close. Oh, what time is it? Do I want to push it? It's 4:16, and I said I'd turn back at 4:15. Well, I think I'm going to push it, because I do think I'm very close to the overlook. And even if I'm not, this is like, I recognize this section of the trail, and I have not been here for years, since before Leo passed. I'm kind of very curious about what it looks like. I am going to switch out the cameras though. So, bye-bye, Action 4. And we're back. And this is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I don't know why I'm giving a reminder, because like when I edit this together, it'll just be like the next second. But it is like 4:17 now, and I should turn back around, but I decided to push it a little bit, mostly because this will be my last long-ish, medium-ish hike of, well, probably of 2024 for sure, but also in a long time because of the knee surgery, and I haven't seen this section of the trail since before Leo passed. So I'm very curious about what it looks like here now, and I just it's just like a spirit of exploration and adventure. I want to push it. I want to keep going. So that's what I'm doing. Yadkin's never been here, period. Oh, this is Yadkin's very first time. Dasher's been here on this part of the trail twice, maybe? I think she's been twice. But not for a very long time. Probably the last time I brought her here might have been 2020. So, I don't know if she even remembers. Yeah, the good thing to do in this part of the trail is chew on the sticks and grass. Yadkin's already figured it out. Smart boy. Wow. Look at that. Oh, that's a weird noise. Dogs heard it too. They're like, what the hell is that? Waterfowl. Well, not waterfowl. I think it's a heron. I think there's a heron out there. Interesting. That's where we came. Oh, that's where we're going. I painted a white blaze on the rock. That's nice. Oh, more quartz. Quartz all over this trail. Oh, one time, this was back years ago when I lived in Raleigh, when it was just me and Leo, and I did trip on this trail, and I landed in a kneeling position on my knee. and my knee landed right on a big quartz, and it hurt so much. I was certain I shattered my kneecap. I was certain it was broken. I was just laying on the ground, like, I don't know, waiting for the horrible pain to pass before I could decide what to do. And I knew what I would have to do, which is like, they were gonna have to airlift me out of there with a fucking helicopter. Because of course I was certain my knee was shattered. Anyway, I laid there for like 15 minutes and the pain went away. And I kind of just discovered it was just really painful, and I don't think it was broken. Because I was able to just get up and continue the rest of the hike and then walk back. I didn't even just leave after that. Like, I kept going a little bit further and then turned around. So that's my quartz story for the good old Falls Lake Mountains to Sea trail. The quartz can be dangerous if you fall on it. It's not fun. All right, I thought the marina overlook would be past this bit. It has been like several years since I've been this way, so forgive me for misremembering. I don't think I want to stay out too much longer, because I do have to get home. I have to walk back the way I came, what, 20, 30 minutes? Let's just see what's around this bend, and then I'll make a decision. Just around the bend. Okay. Yeah, there's a thicket just like this. So maybe it's after this thicket. Then you can get to the marina overlook. Maybe. Double circle. End of the trail. Ooh, something smells. Okay, interesting. Here's some like outdoors woman knowledge for you guys. You spend enough time in the woods, you can tell when a predator is around. Not like around, but like you're in their territory, because they have very stinky urine. They mark things with it, and like you just smell like, oh, some sort of bobcat or something marked around here. Interesting. We go. Oh, they painted the route there with the trail mark. I don't see how anybody would get lost on this trail. Path is super obvious. I guess they want to be thorough. This is a great place for birding, by the way. Birds love to hang out and all of this stuff here. Pretty much all year round. Obviously, is the best in the spring and summer. But as you can see and hear, I hope you can hear all the birds singing, and I can see them flitting around. They hang out in this, like, over the winter too. Oh, there's something in there. Uh-oh. There's something moving in the... Oh, that's scary. Please don't be a bear. Because that would suck. Because that's... Oh, please don't be a bear. Keep going. Let's ignore whatever that was. Maybe it was a squirrel. Harmless squirrel. Holy shit. Well, I can see the marina from here. I think this is like a fire break slash service road, or something. I'm not sure where that goes. Genuinely don't remember. I don't even remember. It's always been right where it is. I think, yeah, the memory's fuzzy. It might have always been there and I never bothered to follow it, or not, but it looks like it goes down to the lake, which is cool. I can technically saw the marina just now before I went back down a little bit, so I kind of technically made it to the marina overlook, kind of technically, in that I can see the marina. There aren't very many boats there right now. I don't know. I don't know if it's a marina where you store boats or if it's like a dock where you go when you want to get on the lake. So if it's like I just call it the marina because it's a big boat parking lot to me, but it could just be like a dock where people come when they want to take their boats out. So on like a dreary Monday afternoon in December, maybe not everybody's coming out to take out their boats, especially since it's going to be dark in like 30 minutes. Ooh. But I remember when I'd come out with Leo in like the summer and stuff, and you could always see people there. People would be having cookouts. Sometimes there would be speed boats and stuff in the lake. I'd just be like, oh wow, everybody's enjoying the day out in nature. Whew. One thing I love about Falls Lake is this whole area. Junco. Oh, the juncos are in my yard. They're here, my little winter heralds. I heard and saw my first white-throated sparrow a few weeks ago, I think. Probably late November. And I was just waiting for the juncos. And now, all my little winter birds are here. It's very great to see them every year. The juncos come down from the mountains and hang out at my feeders. Oof, till February. Through February. Sometimes I see some in like March. Like late March even. Yes. All right. Oh, I feel so accomplished. Check this out. I don't know if the camera will pick it up because it's got that short focal range. It's not for zooming, but look at all the boats. Look at all the boats, Yadkin. Have you ever seen so many boats? Dasher, you haven't been here before. I've never gone as far as the Marina Overlook with Dash. So this is their first time seeing this too. Look at all those boats, dogs. It's not like, look at all those boats. Yeah. I think it is a marina because there's like, these boats are clearly parked here, you know, with their little boat tarps on them. It's like boats at rest. Let's see if I could get the zoom to do something. There we go. See? There are the boats. What I was saying is what I love about Falls Lake, I think this is just good urban planning, is don't let people buy up your waterfront property. And when I say people, I mean like private individuals. Yes, it's expensive property. You can charge a lot of taxes for them. But like, I think that waterfront property should always be public land. At best, commercial. You could have a boardwalk and then have commercial businesses, because then you can have a very vibrant like recreation area and a vibrant like commercial boardwalk area, and like you can build condos across from that and still get a lot of property taxes from people who want to live as close to that water as possible. But like letting people build right on the water so it's just theirs to enjoy is such a waste of what should be a great public amenity. So I love when I go into cities and stuff where they have like a riverfront district like DC, where they have like it's all boardwalk. Like it's a boardwalk and it's like parks and boats, and they have like restaurants and businesses, so it's commercial. And like right away from that they have like apartments and condos so rich people can buy near it, but like they're not right on it, they're not blocking anyone from it. Everybody can enjoy it. And you can still charge them a boatload of money to do it, and you can also charge those businesses a lot of taxes to be near there. Anyway, Falls Lake is a different sort of thing than like a riverfront boardwalk situation. Falls Lake, which provides the drinking water for Wake County, is just like a state recreation area. So it's got parks of all kinds around it, and it's obviously got this marina here. And it's got these beautiful hiking trails here too. So it's a great public amenity for people to enjoy. And there are also people who have houses, and they're like developments and individual properties near the Falls Lake area. And those people are very clearly rich because they bought around here. And they have like big houses, or they might have like horses or whatever, or big like kind of McMansions in the woods. So like you can still get that benefit of having rich people buy near here for you know, they could pay property taxes, higher property tax. But having this sort of waterfront area as public land is just such a great public amenity. I think you're foolish if you let individuals buy that up. If you're a municipality, if you're a county, if you're a state government, like, I mean, I don't think it's moral. But I also don't think it's good business sense or urban planning sense. Because these are the sorts of things that can give a lot of character to where you live. Just think of like any boardwalk that you've ever been on, or any like riverfront. I know Chicago has that nice riverfront and like area you could walk around. Vancouver has one that's basically just like a jogging trail. There's an asterisk with that. I actually watched a video about Vancouver's little waterfront trail, and the guy was saying like it's great for biking and walking, but it's a ghost town at night because like it's just for biking and walking and there's nothing else here, and it's kind of dark and spooky. And it turns out the reason is because the people who have condos, which are like not up against it but like right by it, because there's like a path following the water and like grass on either side, it's very park-like, and then there are like condos, right, and whatnot. Those people have pushed back time and time again against zoning it for any sort of commercial anything because they don't want like the noise and disruption of their waterfront view, basically. Which the guy was making the point that it's such a waste because he pointed out all of the spaces that kind of would zone these sorts of like waterfront boardwalks, riverwalk areas for like commercial purposes, and they were great places to gather socially, and people still use them for recreation the way you use the Vancouver one now, but like also they had like a nice nightlife scene, you know, and that it's a shame that they don't have that. I don't even know why I got on Vancouver. I think I was listing Vancouver as an example of how vibrant those sorts of areas could be. And then I wanted to clarify, since I saw that video, that actually some people make the argument that the Vancouver one is really just for like jogging and biking, but like it's a ghost town at night because the people who live close there have blocked successfully for decades, generations really, rezoning it to allow commercial development that would like make it even bigger, or make it like at least make it more vibrant at night, basically. Instead of like, if you're not going there to jog or ride a bike during the day, you don't want to be there because it's like a little scary. Anyway, so maybe that is the most similar to here, because this Falls Lake is just like a state recreation area. So it's here for the public to enjoy. It's here for the public to hike and recreate and enjoy nature. But it's also here for the animals. And that's something to think about. Because like, yeah, humans are the citizens of a city. Animals and plants don't pay taxes. But like, they do live on this land. And they've lived here way longer than we've existed. And it's nice to account for that. So Falls Lake, as like a recreation area, is like a nice amenity for the humans and a great place to live for all of the wildlife, you know? Good old Falls Lake, Mountains to Sea Trail. I think it's really great that they didn't allow rich people to buy up all the lakefront property and build vacation homes, and instead made it public space. And I think all waterfront scenic areas should have the same function. They should all be public space. Public space slash, I guess at worst, commercial space. Which isn't quite the same as public space, but you know, nobody's gonna make a business that they don't want the public to come to, because they'll not be able to stay open. Anyway, if you haven't noticed, I'm walking back now. This has been fun. I'm glad I kept pushing and got to the marina. I'm glad I didn't get hurt when I tripped. I hope I don't trip again, because I'm holding the Pocket 3, and I don't know if that will survive the fall. But, oh, another Junko. Or no, what is that? That's too big to be a Junko. What are you? Toey. Anyway. I love the birds here. Anyway, this has all been great. I mean, the last bit of this hat trick, of course, is me getting back to the car before dark. And if I can manage to get back to the car before dark, then this whole thing would have been a success, right? I got to see the marina, and I didn't die. I didn't like get trapped out here and busting my ass, tripping on a route that I couldn't see in the dark, falling to my death, or just as bad, just as embarrassing, having to call for help. Oh, that would be humiliating. I mean, I would do it before I was like, I don't think I could stay out here at night. It's gonna get very cold soon. But anyway, I feel really good that I saw the marina. I haven't seen that marina in so many years. Oh man, I wish Leo were here to see that. Leo loved this trail. We spent hours on this trail. I found red-headed woodpeckers on this trail. A nest of red-headed woodpeckers. I think it was just like 5 minutes past the marine overlook years ago. Oh, at the time, the red-headed woodpeckers were my nemesis bird, which is just like a bird that you keep missing and can't see. Like, I kept missing red-headed woodpeckers for like a year. Could not see them. I would go and I would not find them. And then I found them when I wasn't even looking. And I think I got that on video. That was a million years ago. Gosh, it's 2015. Dasher hears something. There might be people up ahead. She's got her listening ears on. It wouldn't be too weird for there to be people behind me. Maybe I got here 3 something maybe. Maybe somebody came out after work, wanted a quick hike. That's what I used to do with Leo. Like after work, I'd do a quick hike in Umstead, quick hike Falls Lake, or a quick walk around Lake Johnson. But it is getting late for December. It's 4:39 right now. So if I were back home in my home woods, it would be hella dark because the forest is pretty dense, so it just feels darker a lot earlier because it is darker earlier because everything's shaded by trees because it's so densely forested. But here, a bit more open, so I think I'll have pretty good light until 5, which is great because I will need every bit of good light until 5. My right knee is starting to twinge a little bit. I'm just starting to feel it in my right hip. See? It sneaks up on me. It sneaks up on you. if I really have to book it, I'll put the camera away. I can concentrate on walking and not walking while holding a camera and talking. What's he looking at? I hear voices in the wind. Like voices in the distance. I don't mean that in like a supernatural way. I mean, I think they're like people somewhere, like down the trail from me, and I can just hear like a whisper of their voices carrying. And I would kind of, it's low enough that I would disregard it, but the dogs keep looking over too. So they hear something, and I think it's people. Who else is out here this late? Well, oh, I think we passed this on the way out. This is going to be a long one. Sorry, Mom. Oh no, this is the one I filmed before. Yeah, because it's super tall. It's like as tall as me. Wow. Well, don't go in there. It's probably a snake trying to brumate in there. Gotta let the wildlife sleep in peace. Whew. I think I'll film until I get to the bridge and then put the camera away and call it quits, because this is going to be over an hour video. I think with all of this footage. So, and also I do kind of want to focus on walking, and also I'm thinking of putting the dogs back on the leash. Sometimes the light changes and it starts feeling a little eerie. Usually I'm very comforted by being out in the evening in the woods, because I am so often. So it's just normal to me. But right now I feel a little off kilter. And I think it's because the dogs very clearly hear something up ahead that I can't hear or see. It's putting me on edge. And also I hear something that I'm not quite sure is there. That's putting me on edge. Or the eeriness of it getting darker and the fact that it's like gray. So it's just like, oh, distant gunshots. Dasher's, yeah, see? Dasher hates loud noises. Thunder, construction, definitely gunshots. She's not happy. She's not happy at all. Anyway, maybe I'm on edge, and so now I'm hearing things. I don't know if the sound of the shots is being picked up on the camera. I think there's I know there's a game lands around here, and there might be a firing range. But we're also out in a rural part of coming up on Wake and Durham counties, so there's just a lot of gun firing in the country. I remember when like I would be in the woods and the sound of distant gunshots used to like startle me. And now it's super normal. But I remember that not everybody knows about that. Because when I took you here, Mom, whew, and you heard those gunshots and it freaked you out a little. And I was like, it's okay. Whew. You hear gunshots all the time when you're hiking. Because there's like, you're in the country. And there's usually hunting somewhere, firing ranges, people on their own property firing firearms. So she's like, what if they're hunting in here? And I'm like, no. The game lands are different from the hiking part. But the sound carries really far. Whew. That sound again. Voices. I swear I hear voices. Reports. I should see something. Never a dull moment. Where's the damn footbridge? I feel like we should have crossed it by now. Ooh, the little quartz. I wonder. Oh, I might take this for you since it's almost Christmas. The bad part is it's like muddy, so there's no way to carry this damn thing without it getting muddy. Mud all over the place. Well, we'll think about it. Let's see. No, this needs to be rinsed off or something. Alright. I'll just hold it for now. See, I don't want to put it in my pocket because I've got my phone in my pocket and the case for this in my pocket. And I don't want to get these pants muddy because I just did all the laundry. So I'm not going to wash these pants with a single pair of pants. I did all my laundry because I wanted it all done before my surgery on Thursday. So all my clothes would be clean. I wouldn't have to worry about carrying laundry up and down the stairs. All reasons I don't want to put this in my pocket. But now that I've picked it up on camera, I know Mom, you'll be upset if I don't bring this stupid rock back for you. I never should have picked it up. So now I carry it. It's cold and wet, by the way. Kind of sharp on the edge. And I don't like not having any hands free. I hope you appreciate My sacrifice. My tremendous sacrifice. If I die out here, they'll find my body with this rock in my hand. Watch this video back and know. What the hell is that? That's a bird. That was a bird. Whew. All three of us paused. Like, what the hell was that? I mean, the solution is clear. I am going to put this camera away once we get over the footbridge, and then I'll have the pocket free, put this rock, and then I'll have both hands free, and then I can run on all fours back to my car for the light fades. So that's the current plan. There's the damn bridge. The thing is, if there were people also here in the woods, I would be getting closer to them, so it would be clearer, unless they turned around because it's getting late. So am I just hearing things? I hope I wasn't. If I were just hearing things, I now have like record on camera of me getting spooked and hearing voices in the woods. So that's embarrassing, actually. But it wouldn't be the first time that like I've thought I heard a distant voice from a long way away, and then I got closer, and it turned out I was right. There were people there. The sound carries out here. It's really quiet. I don't know, maybe there's somebody on the water. Boats on the water. That's what's happened here before. I've heard people in boats on the water while I've been in the woods. And I get close to the water, and I see like, oh, there's some people out there. And there's the bridge. Okay, great. Whew. My legs are feeling weird. I'm gonna get on this bridge and end this recording. And you know, you'll know I got back home safe when I upload this onto YouTube, which will probably be in a while, because I'm gonna have to piece together all these clips. All right. Wish us luck. And Merry Christmas. God bless us, everyone. Season's greetings, happy holidays, all that jazz. Peace on earth, goodwill to dogs.